Woo! The moment I've been waiting for. The Shadow Systems XR920. It's got a 19 slide, 17 frame, mag well, slide cuts, slide serrations on top, optic cut, night sights, threaded barrel. Oh, I love this little thing. A jewel of a trigger. I like it. I'm very ready to shoot this. This is what I've been carrying. I've been carrying the MR920L for a while now. I absolutely love this gun. I like the longer sight radius on this, but I like the way the 19 tracks. And I like having this little bit more of a purchase on my hand right here. It feels so good. But this is the new XR920. I looked it up whenever they released it on their website last week. I was in Georgia and I thought I'm just going to check it out and see what it's all about. Well, there was like not much stuff on their website talking about it. So I got on YouTube, nothing on YouTube, and I got back and worked Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Friday night was scrolling through and noticed that my local gun shop got in a little handful of these jewels. So I picked one up. I was wanting an all black one because all my Shadow Systems have the bronze barrel, and I was wanting an all black one to where I could carry, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stick an RMR on top of this. I've already got a holster right here that's optic cut for a Glock 19, so I'm good to go there. And of course it's a Vetter holster, so a threaded barrel is made to stick out of the end of it. Vetter holsters is all I use. That's actually what I've been carrying for about 4 years now. They're excellent kydex. It's excellent retention. I mean, you can shove that in there, it's not going anywhere. You got this positive click right there that a lot of them don't have. It's been raining this morning. It's still misting and kind of sprinkling right now, so I'm actually fixing to throw on my little fuzzy vest that was my dad's because I'm a little on the chilly side. I'm fixing to put some rounds down through this bad boy. I've got around 400 rounds, and I'm gonna shoot them, some on camera, some off camera. At the end, I'll let y'all know what I think. I know what I think right now. This is one bad SOB. I've been waiting on this gun. I waited on Glock to build one of these, the MR920L, with a longer slide, with a longer sight radius, with a 19 frame. I waited on this one forever. I love the Glock Model 45 and the 19X. I love that platform because it gives you that extra just little bit of purchase. I mean, your hand is able to get all the way through, especially with the mag well, because on this one, the mag well is a little bit tight. It makes it a little tight, but it does lock your hand in, like really. Actually, the way I choose for all my guns to have is a blacked out rear and a high vis front sight, because in a high stress situation, whether it's self-defense or competition or just having fun, I have come to realize over time that when you've got a 3-dot and you drop really fast, you've got 3 dots you're trying to focus and split between. I mean, you can do it and you can get really good at it and you can get quick at it, but when that's the last thing you want to focus on, you don't want that. So whenever you have a blacked out rear and a high vis front, your high vis front is, it's so much quicker. It's just so much quicker. You ought to try it. If you haven't ever tried it, try it. You'll see what I'm saying. It's a pretty good idea if you get my drift. Anyway, I'm gonna get to shoot the piss out of this thing. Alright, for anyone that's never messed with Shadow Systems or Zev or Agency Arms or any of those, they all used to sell parts for Glocks. They used to sell custom triggers, barrels, internal guide rods and stuff like that for Glocks, and they're very good at it. Zev was one of the top. Agency, I would say, is better than Zev. Then you had Shadow Systems, and Glock. The Glock patent ran out, so these companies that were making Glock parts decided, since we're already building this stuff, why don't we just put our gun together? So if you see my video on the Zev versus the Shadow Systems, you ought to watch that if you haven't seen it. But you'll know this is basically a Glock that is built to how a Glock should be in 2021. To me, Glocks are still built like they were back in the 80s and 90s. It's hard to fix, hard to change something that doesn't need to be fixed, but there's little things you can do that make them a lot better. And to me, the grip on this one is one of the main things that I like. The trigger angle of the actual trigger shoe is phenomenal. I love it. And then they got the high vis front, and they've gone ahead and modified this slide for an optic cut, because a lot of people use optic cuts these days. I like them on some guns I don't. On a carry gun, I'm probably going to point and shoot, but if it's at any distance, I like a red dot, because you got that little bit more pinpoint precision. So anyway, the trigger, you can take this trigger out, you can take the striker out, the striker spring, the striker plunger, all that, and throw Glock parts into this gun. It's all interchangeable. So just so everybody does know, it is basically a Glock that has been customized. So it's just not a Glock brand, it's a Shadow Systems brand, since Glock's patent ran out. Just a little information for you there, just in case you didn't know stuff like that and you're getting into guns and you're trying to figure out what you want. It's going to be as reliable as a Glock, I'll tell you that right now. I've treated this one rough, and I've had zero issues out of the box with it. I'm going to get to shooting. Alright, first thing I gotta say about it, this little jewel right here tracks very, very fast with this long grip and the short slide. It feels like exactly what it is, a very well modified Glock 45. That's just after shooting the first couple rounds. I'm gonna shoot a few rounds off camera now, just to run the piss out of it. I'll probably shoot a couple hundred. I'll get back on for the last 200. I've got some hollow points I'm gonna run through it on the rest of the video. I'm just gonna shoot a little bit here. Got 204 rounds through this. Every time I shoot it, every mag I shoot, I like it even better. You got to keep tightening the thread protector. I'm gonna put an O-ring on there, and so that way I can kind of buckle it down a little bit better. But that's not any big deal whatsoever. But if you have not shot one of these, you need to shoot one. It's like it's a dang good gun. I'll just say that. I mean, it points so good with the back strap that I've got on there, but my hand feels so much better. I love the DR920. That was one of my top favorite ones, and it tracked really fast. But the MR920 tracks faster than the MR920L, and this tracks faster than any Shadow Systems I've shot yet, or Glock, definitely, for that matter. All right, here's my impression so far. This is hands down, definitely going to be my carry gun. I love it. I love the way it feels in my hand. I like carrying smaller guns on certain occasions. You know, if I'm just in shorts and a t-shirt or something like that, that have like an elastic band or something like that, I'll probably still carry my Glock 26 or my SIG 365. But 98% of the time I don't dress like that. This is definitely going to be my new carry gun. This thing tracks so fast. I mean, it just... It is so slick. So slick. Runs and runs and runs and runs. It's so slick, so slick. I'm gonna stop talking and just shoot the piss out of this thing. Hope y'all don't mind. Got a couple of the little 19X mags, like that. Looks a little on the funky side, but I like it. It's definitely a shooter. I mean, it feels very good, very good. It gets on target very quick with the grip angle. You can take these grip inserts out, and you can set it for either a Glock, a M&P slash SIG, or a 1911 grip angle, and it just kind of helps. So whatever you're used to shooting, it gets you kind of more on that same level. I don't know if I was in a camera angle or something like that, but it kind of gets you, you know, where you feel more where whenever you fire out, you know. But anyway, that's that. Super this one. Alright, I'm gonna shoot 3 mags of Federal HST. It's gonna be a nice little hollow point. It's Federal HST 124 grain plus P. That's normally what I carry in my carry guns. Well, it's always what I carry in my carry guns, except in 45 I carry Wilson's loads, Wilson Combat's loads. But majority of the 9mm I carry it's always going to be Federal HST 124 grain plus P. 3 mags. The XR920 is what I hoped that they would come out with, but I didn't know if they were going to come out with, and I'm pretty dang stoked the fact that they did, because it just, I mean, just runs. It just runs. Whenever I get back to the house, I will do a full-on little breakdown review of this one. I like it a whole lot. It's a very good gun. It's definitely going to be my carry gun from now on. The Shadow Systems XR920. I love this gun. I absolutely love it. It's based off the Glock Model 45. On this one, on the Shadow Systems version, on the Elite, you get the top serrations and the window cuts on the slide. And I went ahead and opted for the threaded barrel. On all their models, you get the optic cut, you get the recessed slide serrations, front and rear, and then you get the, I can't remember what they call that thing, but it's like kind of an index point. It's stippled on the front of the trigger guard. It's stippled. You've got an undercut under the trigger guard, and then they kind of double cut it all the way through, and then it's stippled on the front. The grip texture's fantastic. I love it. The magwell is plastic. I really wish it was aluminum, but they seem to hold up, and this one's actually rock solid. You get stainless guide rod, which is excellent in my opinion. A spiral fluted barrel, and all the Shadow Systems are going to have the spiral fluted barrel. That's hey, no. All the Shadow Systems are going to have the spiral fluted barrel, and it's slick. It's just kind of a slick little add-on, I think, and it kind of helps debris just move right out of the channels, from what I've found, as much as I've shot my other ones. This one I've got right around 500 rounds through today. I shot quite a few of Federal HST 124 grain plus P. Everything I shot ran flawless. I went ahead and I ran a Magpul mag just to see. I just threw it in the bunch, didn't really pay any attention to when I was loading it in my gun. And I didn't have any issues with it. Would I carry it? Absolutely not. I won't carry a Magpul mag. That's just my opinion. All the internals are based off the basically Glock Gen 4. Your safety plunger right here is a Gen 4 Glock. Your striker's Gen 4. That's pretty much all that they changed in there. Now your hole for your guide rod is going to be a Gen 4. But they use the spacer to use the Gen 3 style guide rod in a Gen 4 pistol. And it makes it nice, because if you're shooting suppressed or you're shooting with a comp or something like that, you can change your spring weight really easy with these, compared to trying to do it with a double recoil spring assembly. But it fits real snug up in there like that. The trigger is a flat face trigger. It's kind of semi-flat face. It's a good trigger, to be honest. I mean, it really feels good. I haven't had one bad one yet. When you get the little indentation pushed down, it breaks about right at 90 degrees, so that makes it good. Your magazine release is a little bit better than Glock's. It's just kind of checkered, or not really checkered, it's just kind of serrated, kind of like the front serrations on the slide, to be honest. And it really is a good all-around gun for the money, and it's just a good all-around gun, period. I mean, you know, you look at the Zev. I put the I think it was the MR920L against the Zev OZ9C, and in my opinion, the Shadow Systems is a better gun. I had a couple malfunctions on the Zev, and I mean, it may have been ammo related. I don't think it was, but it could have been. There's always kind of that guessing in there, but you've got just a little bit different ejector on here than a Glock ejector. But for the most part, I mean, you can basically strip every bit of internals in this thing, take it out, and use all Glock internals in this. This is basically a modified Glock. It's basically Glock perfection, done by Shadow Systems, to be honest. I mean, I've shot Glocks for so many years and so many competitions. I love them, absolutely love them. But whenever I saw the first DR, it was a DR920 in a shop, I thought, you know, I'm just going to take a shot at it and just see what it's about. I had never heard of them, and I'm just going to take a shot at it. So it was like $749 or something, you know. And, I mean, not that much more than a Glock, but it had all the custom work that I would normally do, and especially the slide cuts on the top for optics. But went ahead and picked it up, fell in love with it, and I've kind of been hooked on Shadow Systems ever since. And hold on, let me bribe my dog real quick. I know, you've been good. But it's a phenomenal gun. I had zero malfunctions out of it. You know, I even shot the HST plus Ps, and they didn't seem to recoil any different than the just factory like Winchester or Federal, or I shot some Spear Lawman today. I shot a lot of different kinds of ammo today, just to make sure everything did run. And I actually even shot a Vauxhall Wilson Combat's 9mm light, all copper bullets, just to see, you know, how they would actually act. And everything ran flawless. It's a tack driver. It's very accurate, but the recoil impulse is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. The recoil impulse is a little bit more harsh than a Zev, but I would rely on this firearm. So no matter if the Zev's a lighter recoiling gun, can you rely on it? You know, I mean, for competition and it not being that big of a deal. She's wanting another treat. I know, you did good, baby. But it points naturally, and if you don't like the way it points, you can actually change the back straps to make one for it's similar to a 1911 grip style. They make one similar to a Cigar M&P grip style, and then the Glock grip style. And just kind of what you're used to shooting or what you like. It doesn't actually make the grip any bigger. It just changes the angle whenever you draw up and shoot. So all in all, the Shadow Systems XR920 to me is probably their best gun they've put out yet. But all in all, I say, man, this is an excellent pistol. I'm very happy with it, and it's probably going to be my carry gun. So anyway, that's my review. Shadow Systems XR920.